Alliances turn to ban. Turn to ban. Alliances turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick. OG's turn to pick. Alliance.
Sound Warlord. Oracle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh, they're back. All right, yeah, no. Problem. Just soon, mate. Yeah.
Alliances turn to ban.
Start ads a bit late this time. Last.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the European close qualifiers for the ESL LA Major. We're here with the Alliance versus OG matchup for Group B. It's the first matchup of the day. We already watched OG style right over Alliance in that first game, and we're seeing if Alliance can make it back and show their prowess in game number 2. Your casters for today, here on the official broadcast, is myself, the Swordfish, and join me, the one, the only, the Alchemy Elevated.
Yeah. We're here. We've got some good Dota, and
that's the level of excitement I was expecting for an OG match. Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
Sorry, man. I am a dumb American waking up at 2 a.m. to cast some wonderful EU Dota, but that first game woke me up, man. That first game definitely woke me up. We saw some really nice things coming out from OG. We saw very classic OG plays, actually. The Spectre, the buyback management, the constant just running at the side of Alliance, even though they were maybe running a slightly later game timing. You just play the aggression and you make your own space. You don't have to rely on the other team to kind of give you room to actually come online.
I think that OG doesn't really rely on timings. They make their own timings. I've seen that with this team. Like, this team plays Dota however they want to play Dota, not how Dota is supposed to be played. Very impressive to be said. But I'm very excited to talk about the draft here because we are seeing a pick that I haven't seen in a while, but that I love. It's the Limp Death Prophet.
Yes, yeah, he's definitely one of the best Death Prophets in the entire world, if not the best.
I would say the best, yeah. I'm a fanboy fully here. I'm a big Aliance fanboy, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's full on. Best Death Prophet. Only guy that could call Death Prophet a good hero.
I would tend to agree. And they also get Hanskin, his Tiny, which has been a very strong pick for them as well. Kind of interesting bans. I wanted to point this out because Alliance initially focused on sort of like a mix of, you know, Topson and no-tail heroes, I believe, in the first phase bans in the last game. And this time it's just strictly Topson heroes. Pango, Void, Ember Spirit. They're going to try and corral him into a specific hero set and then try to counter that, it looks like.
They also banned the Darkseer for mid 1, so they've acknowledged the power of this Darkseer. I like this. I think the draft for Alliance is looking nicer, at least based on game number 1, right? They're adapting really quickly to this game plan. There's something I really like about Alliance and drafting in general. I find that Fata being one of the blossoming captors the new region or the new season, and I like that he doesn't ever doubt, should I ban this hero? Is this a good ban? Nah, it worked against me last game. Goodbye. That's it. There's no more thought than that. Good idea. Oh, I also like this Enchantress pickup.
Yeah, they have a good amount of early game pressure coming up from the Ench, and then they will have the timing around the Death Prophet, usually like level 12. With the second level in Exorcism is when that hero fully comes online. OG opting for a very strong combo of their own with the Troll Oracle. You have the save into the ultimate from the Troll, and Sumail has been playing a ton of this hero recently as well. Fits to his playstyle. He usually goes for Battle Fury. We'll see if that is the route that he goes in this game, probably going to depend on the amount of pressure that Alliance is able to put out. And a good counter to pressure is often Earthshaker. He's one of the best heroes at stopping people from running at you with long-range fighters. And then, of course, if you are grouping up to take towers, always have to be scared of that Blink Echo Slam.
Of course, a lot of magical damage to bring the Enchantress down, a lot of burst damage for Death Prophet, which is also concerning. The Echo Slam has 0 cast point, the only 0 cast points down in the game, which always allows you to stop the potential Yule Scepter usage. I like this. I think both drafts are solid again, but OG is presenting something very different than last time. We still don't really know what the Topson hero is, which is usually a big space creator in their draft, a very pivotal hero.
Alliance's turn to pick.
And we're still not going to know. They're picking up a Slardar, which the hero's taken a lot of popularity lately.
Yeah, very buffed hero.
Yep.
It's always, that's how you know when a hero is going to be strong, is if it's like 15 patches in a row, just like small incremental buffs, and that's what Slardar has gotten. Very, very strong laning hero, can dominate many carries in the lane, and then with the eventual removal of the damage that you take from sprint, that skill is now just like completely imbalanced. Gives you like a free haste rune every few seconds. You can go from one side of the map to the other, and the amplified physical damage is going to pair very nicely with the Troll. Really good at bursting heroes like the Ench and the Death Prophet.
I like the way that Slardar has been played as well a lot these days, which is the kind of hero that has a pretty decent laning stage that can always transition depending on how, like, it's a very versatile transition. Either an early blink, perhaps you go for some more items to give you stats, to be more of a carry, depending on what your team needs. And with a Troll, that versatility is very clear. You would talk about the maybe Battle Fury, maybe not Battle Fury. Slardar does fit that kind of playstyle very well. With an Earthshaker as well, with a lot of kill potential. Now Alliance is stealing right one from OG, taking the Spectre for themselves.
Yeah, an interesting pick here. You know, picking a melee hero into a Slardar Earthshaker lane is always a little bit scary. Slardar can almost completely chain stun people himself, and then you have the Earthshaker to set up and close the gap. Obviously, Spectre can just dagger over the fissure, which is part of the reason they probably take it here. Gives them a late game hero that can contest the Troll Warlord. But at the same time, it does seem to kind of take a step back from this aggressive trio that they picked up early on. And I guess they'll just be relying on Limp and, you know, the Tiny to make a bunch of space for Spectre actually come online. It is a hero that Nico Baby has favored over the last couple of months as well.
I mean, Nico used to be known before. He used to play in big teams, so he got discovered. Oh no, this guy's really good. When he used to play in the smaller teams, Spectre and PA were the picks that he was known for, right? There were two big things he used to play, and everyone's like, "Why are you playing Spectre and PA? Nobody plays Spectre and PA." And then Nico would win, and then you'd go, "Oh, that's why." Okay, get it.
Yeah.
So it's a pick that he has a lot of experience with. I would definitely be wary of that Spectre. It's Nico special.
When is PA coming back into the meta? You know, it's a hero that you kind of hate to see. You kind of hate to see it, but it's also really entertaining as a spectator to watch people getting one hit.
Oh, I agree. You know? that is very satisfying. But if you're ever a support player and you see like one of them getting one hit by a stifling dagger, you see a ancient apparition getting critted, and you can feel it because you have empathy for that poor ancient apparition. You realize his game is over. He can never show his face again. So I for one am happy. But Spectre is also a very big support killer. Spectre is also that kind of hero. So at least we're seeing that. Wow. The satisfying, the ultimate tech.
A last ban Huskar for Aliance. I don't know if I've ever seen Thompson play Huskar. Have you?
10 seconds.
I've seen
remaining.
that a lot of his pubs.
He's been playing Huskar a decent amount in pubs.
Well, not right now. I'm just seeing, like, I know the hero likes that kind of clowny thing. I played it before. I can't recall a relevant competitive match.
Turn to pick.
Tide Hunter.
Okay, well that's an interesting. That's a wow. Aliance really throwing the book out the window with this Tidehunter pick. That's a pick I haven't seen in.
What about something like a Thompson Monkey King here? It's another hero that pairs pretty well with Oracle, actually, with the ult.
Against a DP.
Remaining.
Be too hard to play that.
Gives you pretty good counter initiation against the Spectre, Haunt, and Tidehunter. Pretty solid team fight from Aliance. At the same time, OG have a decent amount of counter initiation lockdown. The Thompson Arc Warden, nice.
That is exciting to watch. I'm a big Arc Warden fan myself. It's an interesting pickup against this matchup. It's not particularly what you would call an Arc Warden safe matchup. You know, Tiny, Spectre are both very annoying heroes against Arc in general. Tide is also not particularly strong against Arc Warden because of the fact that he can't really flux him effectively, at least. But he has a very good matchup against Death Prophet.
Yeah,
very good matchup.
And Thompson, I remember he kind of pioneered some interesting builds on this hero. If I remember correctly, he was like one of the original people who was going like the double Dagon E-Blade rush Arc Warden.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know if we'll see something like that, but it does seem like they're going to need somebody to make space this game because you have fairly slow heroes in the Troll, the Earthshaker, and then the Arc Warden, unless you play an up-tempo style, and that's going to give plenty of space to Nico Baby. So very interested to see how Thompson plays this hero.
I think the style right now that's been playing for Arc Warden probably fits this match really well. The triple Wraith Band into Power Treads into Maelstrom, skipping completely any sort of farming items. As you say, high tempo, right? I like that kind of Arc Warden. You also have in this team Mid-1 who used to, or invented it, you could say, or at least popularized the Necronomicon Arc Warden that used to be played for a while before that got nerfed. A very high tempo Arc Warden as well. So I think this is the kind of team that appreciates a fast Arc Warden.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that I kind of like the Alliance draft a little bit better in terms of just like ease of execution. It's very hard to count out OG when they're playing so well and they have a lot of extremely signature heroes on their side.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, wait, sorry. 1 second. I'll get a bumper up. There you go. ESL has been nice enough to provide us for bumpers as we go from the draft in the game to add to the hype of these ESL qualifiers.
Production quality.
Exactly. Yes. And unfortunately, then we have, me as a cameraman, and that ruins the whole thing. But hey, we'll deal with it. OG now going with 4 heroes down to the bottom lane. So they're starting to. They're going to fight this room for sure. The power of the Arc Warden. Saxa, Fissure, looking for Fata. Fata's not going to let himself be caught though, and that Fissure doesn't quite hit properly as it puts him on the other side of the wall. Not quite what you want, Saxa.
Oh, Tidehunter's coming down too. They don't want to fight with just 4 heroes if you have a Spectre, but if you bring the Tide in,
No, it's still a tough fight though. You're up against an Arc Warden, which is pretty strong early. The Sparkwraith is very good at these early team fights on mobility.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of these like heavy rotations before the bounty runes because of how side favored they are. If you're able to control the opponent's like favorable bounty runes, then I mean it's a huge win for you. It looks like mid one might be able to steal this. He goes for the stun first. Nope.
Oh, he did not go for the stun first.
Outclicked.
Outclicked, yeah. Mid one needs to start. We'll go back to StarCraft. Play some more. Remember how he used to play Tetris to warm up for his matches?
Oh yeah.
That was a ridiculous speed Tetris as well. Like he would play, you could barely tell what was going on. I do understand the bash at deep level 1. I find that if you're gonna be in lane, then you want the bash at the deep. Is the bounty really worth the bad lane? I don't think so.
No, definitely not. I mean, you don't want to compromise your entire laning stage just to get a bounty rune.
Exactly. Yep. I find that's something a lot of people in the lower rank should learn. Bounties are good, but they're not, you know, that great. And they have guessed this correctly, by the way, Alliance. So OG, I think, tried to get the matchup. Sorry, OG guessed this correctly. They tried to get the matchup of Starter versus Spectre, and they did manage to do so. No support as of now, but still a beneficial lane for mid one.
Yep, running an aggro try with Sumail and the Troll, and they are going to put a lot of pressure on this Tide Hunter. I actually really like this from OG because Tide needs to be tanky, and if you can shut him down early, where he can't just stand on the front lines in fights, it's very hard to play this hero.
It's a tough lane for the Tide against the Troll in general. It's not like a good carry to be up against. It's one of the few carries the Tide does actually quite badly against because of his range.
Yep.
And you combine that with an Aura, I don't know. It's gonna be a tough lane for 3-3 compared to the last game. We saw 3-3 kind of free roaming early. He's gonna have to play with this very intelligently.
It definitely needs some early points in this Kraken shell. Anchor Smash, extremely ineffective against the Troll.
I don't think we'll see an
Fissure mid lane.
Game. Oh, the mid lane, yeah. Thompson. Okay, he's still being sucked off by Limp though, and it's impossible to fight him like this. Sparkwraith though, set up, Saksa, looking for the kill. No strike on Sparkwraith, and Limp has enough healing to withstand this. Saksa's just chasing after him.
Yeah, this is
it's like watching a...
really bad for the Death Prophet. He's missing an entire wave of creeps here.
And there's another fissure as well, so this might even be a kill. If you can put that fissure properly, this could... I don't know, it's a bit tough actually. There's no Spirit Siphon, but the damage Earthshaker can do is quite limited. Fissure, he's looking for it, Saksa's just chasing after him. Get out of my lane! Get out of my life! Mid one's dying in the top lane, by the way. First blood as we continue to watch this chase. Oh no, that is not the fissure we're looking for, Saksa. Unfortunate, you blocked yourself off.
He did, but I mean, this is basically a kill. Limp is taking almost 2 full respawn times just to get back to the lane, and Thompson is going to be a full level ahead and potentially more.
I mean, you're totally right. I think in the... Even if you don't get the first blood, because that was an Alliance skill, and that was really good for the Spectre, to be honest, it's still a huge win to get DP to not have impact early. It's very similar to last game, right? They know Limp is a core in this team. They want to shut him down early. They want to make sure it's a bad lane. And they concentrate their draft around this.
Yeah, I think he's one of those players that has struggled in the past with facing like high pressure situations, and especially when he is the one that's being like focused and shut down. So we'll see how he recovers here, and they need him or 33 to really step up, and both players are getting heavily dominated in this early stage.
Actually, that's a very good point that you bring up, because Limp, I would say, is a really good mid laner, right? He's legit a really good laner, so it's rare for him to lose the lane 1v1, which is why if you put pressure on him, he's not as used to having to play from the recovery position, because he doesn't tend to lose that lane. Yep. Which puts him at a disadvantage. It's a very nice piece about Limp's mentality here. Thompson, alright. Limp is just trying to get back to the creeps here. There we go. He doesn't want to get hit by the Flux. That Flux is super annoying as DP. But it's no kill potential. I don't think you can get an easy kill here in this lane, unlike last time.
Yeah, the smoke wraparound from Hanskin, I like this play a lot. They need to start pressuring Thompson. We'll see the tap spike.
Nice, Spirit Siphon's ready as well. Only 1 charge, but should be enough. Thompson has no mana, just a Mango and a Fairy Fire. Not even gonna waste it, no point. Shared bounty though, not the greatest thing.
This is why Tiny will never be out of meta though. Just forced movement of the enemy team into bad situations. Toss, one of the most annoying spells in the entire game, in my opinion.
Saksa, he's gonna go down to the impetus. Fata is working well with his Enchantress. At early center also very nice, and they're going for another kill into mid one perhaps. Did they see him? No. I noticed as well how much they're guarding the Spectre. Look at all these sentries defensively put just to make sure they can't catch the rotations. Nico maybe giving a lot of space. Alliance knows what they're doing this game. It seems like they're playing much more to their plan rather than OG's plan like last time.
Yeah, at the same time, Sumail completely free farm in this bottom lane. Always scary to give him so much space. Has the treads queued up actually, which would indicate probably going into the Battle Fury.
Yeah. I think the Battle Fury build is alright this game as long as you get him. Alright. I would see the Maelstrom build this game too as well though, because of the burst damage it gives you against the DP. Oh, Thompson. I love that he Hanskin asks for the high five as he tosses Thompson to oblivion. I'm not gonna kill him, but they do force 2 rotations, which is fantastic for them. And they release some pace on Limp, who actually has a free lane right now. But Limp is trying to help out his friend Hanskin. Unfortunately, Hanskin is as good as dead here.
Yeah. From OG, I think that's actually worth it, even though you do bring both supports to the mid lane. The Slardar should be okay. You know, he is an offlaner after all, so kind of used to being pressured.
Exactly, you're meant to take damage. You have to be a bit of a masochist if you're an offlaner. Well,
33.
Unfortunately, this masochist cannot take as much damage. Talk about offlaners, 33. Just kind of weak against a Troll Oracle. It's a very strong combination against him.
Sumail is off to a super good start here. And going back to the Battle Fury, we'll see what he queues up here. Has the treads flying out to him, but that item is another one of those, like the Chrysalis, that was heavily buffed in the last patch.
It makes it viable now, right? Because last patch it's just not pickable ever. It's been a good game for now for Alliance, but still 1k lead for OG. Soxa just punched the courier into the stratosphere. Or totem the courier gets into the stratosphere. And Hanskin's still looking for a kill. Limp, however, does not have level 6. Thompson does. Getting Aragorn level 6 a bit tough, but they're going to make it look easy. There we go. The figure stops his initiation. Thompson's holding his own. He does manage to get a first kill. He does go down, however, to Fata's damage, but he do get a double kill in the process. Fata is the MVP of this engagement. There's the tip. Getting the kill off Thompson would have been impossible without him.
And Sumail actually rotates into the mid lane. Interesting that they're going to bring him up here. I guess they want to maybe switch up, give Thompson a little bit more space to make sure that this Arc Warden also gets off to a relatively good start since he's having pretty heavy pressure from the Tiny in the mid lane.
Up top, they also go for mid 1. This time they're waiting to cancel his TP. Again, fool me once, right? But then the Hanskin knew the second time the TP was going to come out immediately. He was ready to go in as well. So that last engagement was a bit odd because, you know, going into an Arc Warden as he just hit his 6s, it's very difficult to accomplish successfully, especially under a tower.
Yeah, that was a little overly aggressive without the DP ult. DPs usually don't pick it up until several levels after 6.
They don't have it right now as they're fighting Sumail, but they can still maybe get a second has ult with the hunt. Yeah, Sumail is forced to use the ultimate, but Nico Baby doesn't hunt right to him. Sumail is busy with the illusion, getting killed by Limp. There we go. That was a good rotation there by Aliance, getting a quick kill onto the enemy carry, and even giving a bit of gold to Nico Baby.
Yeah, Sumail farming a little bit too aggressively, just sitting at this medium camp after having rotated to the mid lane and giving quite a bit of space over to this Tidehunter who desperately needs a little bit of me time for his own recovery.
3-3 is very poor right now, is what he's saying in nicer words, so he needs to have that farm come up. However, Slardar is not doing too much better, right? 22 to 29 last hit. It's actually Tide's even doing better than Slardar, which is definitely not what they were hoping for when they were drafting Slardar versus Spectre.
Nico going for the Soul Ring into Radiance build that we're starting to see very popularized here in the pro scene. Makes a lot of sense. You get nice tankiness, can spam out the dagger with the constant mana from the Soul Ring and get a very nice time on the Radiance.
Yep, and the timing on the Radiance is very dependent on how much your team is willing to play that space game for you, like we saw last game. Alliance is used to this. Nico Baby is a very hard carry for them. I think the game is going all right for them. It hasn't been a fast game yet, and they have stopped the troll with that kill, which is very important. They haven't allowed the troll to take over in terms of farm, and he does seem to be going for a Yasha for now. Could still be a Battle Fury later, but this makes the chances slimmer. Fada, what are you doing? Oh, Fada, what a attempt at a sneaky play. I don't... Trying to get the outpost there. Very
really
cheeky.
Questionable.
Yeah. That was very cheeky, Fada. I don't know why you thought you could get away with that.
I was about to give him some props. He's level 5. You know, he's been able to snipe a couple of these kills after cores die, and Enchantress can be a very dangerous hero if you get some farm on her, but feeds it right back.
Well, it's the caster's curse, right? You don't even have to say it. Just the fact that you thought it, all the cursed thought it, and forced him to do this. It's unfortunate. It's really your fault, ultimately. The point of it.
Apologies, Alliance fans.
Yule Scepter for Limb here as the first item. So we're going to see, not the best time for Yule Scepter, but definitely not as cancelled as Sombra the Puck, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have a much more relevant game.
Yeah, and I think once he hits like this level 9, level 10, we'll start to see a little bit more collapsing towards this mid lane. 33 has the Ravage online, and I would expect a rotation coming out in the next couple of minutes as they try to take this mid tower and break into the OG side of the map.
Yeah, it's the DP with the Yule Scepter as well, stops a lot of the troll trying to run away. That Yule's really good against that ultimate as well. And you are in a point, as you mentioned, that OG's not the... I mean, even if they do have a fast tempo arc warden, they will still need some time to really come online. So DP could be a punch to the face here. We'll see. That's kind of slowed down. Both teams are happy farming their respective big items. We haven't seen anything too big yet. Alliance is going for a potential kill on mid 1 though. Ooh, mid 1. Taking the right route and immediately sprints away. Sprint on mid 1.
Yep. This is what I've been seeing from a lot of the offlane starters. They max out sprint just because it gives them so much mobility to move from one side of the map to the other. Also escape situations like that.
Yeah, I mean, it does give you, or it does reduce your dependence on Blink Dagger, right, I guess, as well.
Yep, definitely. And actually, that's another interesting point. Is I feel like a lot of pros are kind of going away from Blink Dagger as much as possible now, just because it's like 2,000 gold of no stats, right? It gives you the ability to initiate, but if you can get around that, you have a full other item that can make you more dangerous.
Okay, there's a team fight kind of... I don't know, 3-3 just standing in the middle of this, like, guys, can we fight here? I think we can. Hanskin also joins, Fanta, body blocking the slaughter. They force the ultimate there onto mid 1. And that false promise will make sure the mid 1 will survive this engagement. Or maybe not, actually. There's a lot of damage being called onto him. Yes, there we go. No way to cancel that TP unless they use the perhaps Ravage, but it's not really worth it. So lose a tower for nothing. That was a peculiar engagement.
Not really worth it, I guess, but at the same time, you just let them take your mid tower without really putting up much of a fight. At the same time, Nico was able to push in the top tier 1, and so he has lots of space up here, getting very close to his relic. Nice rotation by OG, though. I really like that play. They recognize that top lane was dead, so they go ahead and take the mid tower, and that gives them the ability to break into the Alliance side of the map and take over their jungles as well.
We'll see now as OG starts to probably rotate and try to get some quick kills here, take advantage of the Slardar, or if they just completely decide to farm here, acknowledge that Nickelbaby is going to become a threat very soon. The Troll is going to go for the Battlefield, as you mentioned. So just Yasha Battlefield. Yasha for the extra movement speed, a bit of extra power in the early, and then straight for the Battlefield to really farm up.
Yep, and No Tail setting up some ancient stacks. There's a triple waiting for Sumail once he gets that Battle Fury online.
Seeing Thompson and Fada kind of met here in the mid game. Well, Fada has not met Thompson, but Thompson knows Fada is there. There we go, Fada. Thought it was important to know your neighbors. Thompson surprising him there. And taking a quick kill. I mean, similar to last game, just bring down Fada. Easy kill every time.
Yep. Enchantress definitely pretty weak at level 6. Doesn't have the untouchable actually, so.
Did not go for the untouchable?
No,
really?
Just food.
She is literally just... I mean, I guess it doesn't really make sense to go for untouchable if you're gonna die anyway, right? Like, you're vulnerable to the magic damage anyway. I can sort of see that.
The creep attack damage is so insane when you max out enchant.
It's true, but I feel... Yeah, no, you're right. It's a 70 extra damage is a lot. It's only one creep, though.
Yeah, you also do have the Tide and the DP to kind of play the tank role, so you don't really want to be the one on the front line as an inch.
Yeah. But as you mentioned, if they catch you, you are food. Fata, I see, is a very big fan of Pilot Die. He likes that position 7 a lot, honestly. Plays a very big, very sacrificial support, which works for this team, to be honest. Often.
Yeah, 33 tends to be a more farm-oriented offlaner. Handskin also farms quite a bit on the 4. And then, of course, you have Nico Baby, who's really turned into one of the premier carries in the DPC.
Look out for that guy. Ever since his time in Eski was the one where he really started to get big. Remember that where nobody was caring for them, and then Nico comes out and style to this void over everyone. Saxa, quick kill. Not too relevant. He got the bounty there, so it's kind of an even trade.
Interesting build from Saxa. He's going for Guardian Greaves actually on this Earthshaker. I guess OG really valuing this item. We saw it prioritized last game on mid one, and obviously very, very good at team fighting, kind of being a counter initiation item to some extent.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, but like, so it's a position 4 this time, right? Not a 3, so it's gonna take a lot longer to activate it.
It is. I kind of do like this idea again of kind of straying away from the blink dagger though, because especially you're playing against an Alliance team that has a Spectre who's going to cancel your blink, and you're against a Spectre and a DP who want to just kind of run at you. So why do you need to gap close if they're going to gap close for you?
That is true. That is true. Don't need multiple people in the same role, right? So rather feel a different role. I agree with that point. What else do you build then? You go like full utility Earthshaker then? Like something like a pipe or not ag, sorry. Yols perhaps, Force Staff?
Yeah, I mean, Force Staff, it's never a bad game to build a Force Staff, ever.
Yeah. Best item in the game, hands down. We do see the Tiny, one of the few still premier blink buyers caught out here. He's very in need of a blink. That turns him from an okay support to a fantastic support. As in the bottom lane, they also find 3-3. Top since only the clone though that's coming into this, so we're probably not going to get this kill. There's a mech on the Tide Hunter, so he is also going for this utility build, but he's going to build it much faster.
Radiant's bottom
Yep, Arc Warden showing off the power of this quad Wraithband Maelstrom build.
It's a very stark build. Actually testing this earlier today, and it is absolutely ridiculous how fast you are with an Arc Warden. Like, you think that your farm will be, you know, worse because you're not Midas or travels, but it's not. You just fight and you farm heroes that is super effective, and you attack so quickly with the 35 attack speed. Talent is absurd.
Yeah, farm acceleration and just huge amounts of damage in team fights.
Nope. And hunt people down with a clone alone, like without the need of Orchid or Shadowblade or whatever. No shenanigans. It's just you against another man or creature or woman or whatever, and in the ring. And his Dota's a very diverse game. And Thompson's going for Mjolnir straight up as well.
Inclusive of all races.
Yep, literally as well. Mid one here, caught out, toss, and that's mid one done. So that's a good catch by Alliance, actually. Very good, because mid one's trying to build up the Aghanim Scepter and Slaughter. One of my favorite items in this game.
Just trying to make some puddles all over the map. Big timing here. We have the Battle Fury and the Radiance both coming out for the Troll and the Spectre respectively. And so the acceleration for both players. I would expect Alliance to maybe look to capitalize on this timing and try and take some sort of fight, put some pressure on OG, because right now OG is really just owning the map.
They are. It's very similar to last game where they're dictating the tempo of the game, right?
Yep.
It's not Alliance proposing anything. However, this game is a bit better, or it's okay for them to do this as they have a Spectre, so late should be theirs. No?
I'm a little bit worried about this Death Prophet being so low in terms of net worth when you have the Arc Warden Troll as the duo core, because both of those heroes are happy to go late game, and I would say that they definitely outscale a single Spectre.
Yeah, that's a good point. You also have the Slaughter, which is also kind of a core, somewhat, so it does deal that extra damage. It's definitely nothing to be scoffed at. We'll see. I'm limp with the Ags. You know, that Ags really does give you an extra life, essentially, as a Death Prophet.
Yeah. 20 minutes, though, still mid-tower alive with a Death Prophet on your team. I'd love to see Alliance finish this off, but OG, will they choose to fight it?
We'll see.
Nope.
So it's been Alliance has really been biding the time. No ravages, no exorcism. quite the opposite. If you watch like Virtus Pro, it's like, oh, we found the support, kill, ravage, actually everything. And you watch Alliance, they're really measuring their timings here.
Yeah, I'd like to see them try and use his abilities, you know? You pick them for a reason, and I feel like this pace is definitely favoring OG. They do get the mid tower down for Alliance, and it will allow them to start maybe invading this jungle. They're going to try and get the outpost, but here comes OG.
There's the amplified damage. They use it this time. They have a Ravage as well ready. Limp though, going up really quickly just to the Encore. They have to help him. The Ravage is too late. Limp is gone. Where's your damage? Nikobe comes in, but you don't have anything. The Echo Slam is ready as well. And the Control Handskin and the Tidehunter sitting mid one. And the backlines, there's nothing this Spectre can do. She's been rooted to the ground perpetually. Fighting 3-3 as the next target here as well. Fata gets rooted because of 3-3 though. They did not see him. 3-3 brought him to his doom. That's a team wipe.
Team wipe and Roche. I struggle to see how Alliance comes back into the game. I don't want to be one of those casters that calls it 20 minutes into the game, but that was an absolute disaster. Really, really, really poor coordination on the side of Alliance. Communication completely lacking. There is owner on this Arc Warden. There is an Aegis on this Troll, and OG are just going to absolutely decimate the buildings on the side of Alliance now.
Radiant's top tower.
I don't know if you could catch it on my tone of voice, but that was a complete incredulity as I watched that team fight unfold. I could not believe what I was seeing. The initiation kind of awkwardly by the Death Prophet and the Tidehunter trying to come in with late. Samael is controlling him. I mean, this could be a good kill on Samael, but you still have the Aegis ready. And No-Tail's helping him from behind. Nah, you're not catching this boy. Okay, there's the Yo Scepter. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Samael, I go down here. He's gonna come back on the battle trends. Oh, they missed the attack at the end. There we go. The Aegis is taken away from them. Or tops him from behind. There's an ultimate on some
no ultimates for Alliance.
Oh, that fissure. I don't care if you can dispel things. You can't dispel hard rock. As 3-3 is tossed to safety. Hanskin being the sacrificial lamb of this engagement. They're going for more. They lost the Aegis and they want to avenge that dead shield. Hoping for 3-3. The mid one doesn't have the mobility, unfortunately. Oh, that's a long-range vision, but not enough.
Alliance are extremely cooldown reliant, and so they need to be super careful when they step out of their base without any of their big ultimates on the cores.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, their OG was fighting without any their big ultimates, right? No clone, no battle trends, no Oracle Slam, and they had no trouble. No trouble whatsoever. Oh, Nico baby. Stepping out of your base is dangerous right now. The Spectral Dagger, but they see him. Had enough time. They have the bash, plus the Slithering Crush. Nico baby is trying to get away. They stops him back, but it's impossible. Mid one. Just finds
crumbling.
Yep. Alliance look mid one with the puddles of water. Try fighting with this man. This is a real tank now. Okay, never mind. It's not like last game. This is not the Darkseer game. You can be killed.
All right, OG. I mean, No-Tail has literally just been pulling creep waves and farming bottom. It's not with his team at all. So, a little over-aggressive from OG.
Yeah, it was. I agree. But, I mean, you do get a kill on the Spectre, so even then, it's an even trade, honestly. Spectre for Slaughter, yes, it's kind of fair.
True.
You have Scotty almost done on Samael as well, so stats build. When he man-fights you with a Scotty, I don't know how you're going to beat that.
Yeah, the OG timing and just coordination of their team, aside from the occasional overstep, has looked really, really good so far in the series. And Alliance, I gotta say, they look like they're not quite on the same page. 33 was super late on that Ravage in the top. And, you know, this is actually the second time that we've seen OG kind of baiting the outpost. Like Fata, he fed for the outpost, didn't get it. Kind of baited his team into a bad fight, and then there, Limp baited his team into a bad fight, trying to get this outpost. So, OG really playing around this new objective quite well.
I mean, that play by... Okay, Fata was just a sneaky play where he's trying to get away with it. He didn't. Fine, you know. But the second play was just awkward. It was just weird that they did that, because even if you're fine there for the outpost, wouldn't you rotate your 5 heroes there as opposed to just 2 and then start 1 by 1?
Yeah.
It wasn't the Alliance I'm used to seeing. They usually have very calculated plays when it comes to these things. I don't see these kind of risks very often from them. Hanskin. Another outpost play. I'm not really sure if he was trying to go for the outpost. I think he was. They have a blink on mid one now, so they're going to start the blink. Oh, but they
Poor
mistimed that.
coordination.
It's the Yo
Yeah.
Center with Avalanche. And they're gonna find him now.
They're definitely not on the
No
same
cross.
page here.
Nope. I think they're stressing out actually after the first game. You can see that their mental state's a bit. You know, they're not playing to what we're used to from Alliance. Bottom. Nah, I thought that's not gonna die. No, elevated. This does not smell good for Alliance. You said it before. You know, you want to call it. I don't like calling it either early, but it's been a tough game for them.
Yeah, I just think that they're so cooldown reliant, right? They've got Haunt, they have Exorcism, and they have Ravage, and all of those, you know, they can take one fight every 2 minutes basically, and after that, it's kind of just playing the farm game, which is not boding well for them because there's an Arc Warden and a Troll of the Battle Fury just out farming them.
And also they get caught out constantly by an OG that is always looking for these quick kills. It's the second time this happens to Nico Baby. And, oh, now you find Limp. Limp could also be caught out. This is not good. That is both your most important cores. Here comes Hanskin again, so the attempt to save, but there's only so much you can do, Hanskin. The Ravage is forced to be used, and they're going to fight you with Exorcism as well. But the Echo Sun is ready. Limp is going to get crushed. Sox even survives this whole engagement. And 3-3 goes down as well. I mean, this is not how you're supposed to play with these cooldowns at all.
Yeah, OG has just taken it. You know, it's very scary to watch too because they're playing a much slower paced tempo draft, but they are playing it in an up-tempo way where they are just dictating the pace. Their movement around the map has been better. They have been forcing Alliance to play reactively instead of aggressively with their cooldowns, and it's a very dominant performance coming out from OG.
It is. OG will be able to take a tower down bottom as well. Tier 3, Fata chasing. Okay, they can find him though, so they're in crush. Goodbye, Fata. Hanskin's also the target. Mid one looking for this as a fortune's end, and Samael will ensure that Hanskin goes to the grave. Okay, Alliance. I mean, attempt to fight this, but there's no Ravage or the Hunt at least. There's the Hunt, and they use the Hunt immediately. But they stop Hanskin right in his tracks. Nice avalanche, but Hanskin's gonna die a second time in a row. That's a dive I've never seen. One Death Prof in the same position. He heals herself. They don't time that stun properly, so Saksa will die without doing much there. However, they don't need that stun. Limp has been quartered. He has been slaughtered. There's bits of Limp in my food. And so is Alliance. Yeah, I'm choking on Limp now. Alliance just got taken out completely by OG. There's nothing to be said about this matchup. OG was incredibly superior to Alliance in this best of two.
Yeah, they just, especially in the second game, just showed how much better of a coordinated team they are, which is surprising because Alliance has been playing together all season and OG literally just formed. This is their first official tournament, but